Remember how you always got along with your parents? Me neither. And if your upbringing was anything like mine, your parents make you feel like you had to do everything. Do the dishes, clean your room, mow the lawn. Now imagine you're 13 years old. What if when your parents came home, your chores were already done? They would be shocked. Your clients in the lawn care business are a lot like your parents. They expect you to be just as bad as every other lawn company. But if you can surprise them, they can reward you with good pay. That's what I'm going to be talking about today, is the good and bad things of working lawn care. So first, I'm going to be talking about my experience with lawn care. So I grew up cutting my grass at home, and recently just worked a summer job for Helena Lawn and Landscape that I met through one of my friends at a CrossFit gym that he owns the business. We became good friends, and so he offered me the job. And I was in need of work at the time, so I figured, why not? And so I'm going to be talking about first 3 good things about working lawn and landscape. 1, flexible hours. 2, learn life lessons and skills. And 3, good pay. So first, with flexible hours. It can seem like lawn care workers are working all the time, Monday through Sunday, but for me, that wasn't the case. We only worked Monday through Friday, starting around 7 o'clock and sometimes even ending around 2, 3 o'clock in the afternoon, which isn't bad, depending on the workloads. If it was more, it would be around just 5 or 6, which really, when you think about it, isn't that bad. The second thing, learning life lessons and skills. Working with the machines and equipment that you do can really just teach you stuff that you realize that you'll need later in life once you kind of live out on your own and eventually have a house of your own one day. And 3, with good pay. When, being a broke college student, you can find a job working at a restaurant, and usually they'll start you off at minimum wage, but since this is working labor, that they can start you off higher. And so I ended up starting off around like $10 an hour, which for me is huge. And so now I'm going to talk about 4 bad things about working for lawn care. Weather conditions, the clients, equipment maintenance, and risk of serious injury. The first one is weather conditions. So yes, working out in the summer is going to be hot. And so if you don't wear the right clothing and you don't put on sunscreen, you're going to get burnt. So listen to your mom, put on sunscreen so you don't just get absolutely fried on just one day of the job. And also the thing with weather conditions, when it really storms really, really hard, you can't work. And so the work that you have for that day, you have to push to the other days. And so you just end up having to do even more those other days. The second thing are the clients. Now, with the clients, it can sometimes, when it's super hot outside, the last thing you want to hear is the little things that they have to say. So if just one strand of grass is too long, when it's super hot, you don't really feel like hearing it. But if you want them to keep paying you to cut their grass, you're gonna do it. And another thing is equipment maintenance. So when you're dealing with these equipment, the mower, the edger, and the weed eater, all day, there's a high risk of them breaking down. And so you just kind of have to find a way to just rig it to where it'll work to get that yard done, or whatever you have to do. And along with the equipment, they all, require either new blades, gasoline, oil, many things that require them to run. And so if you don't have that, your machines aren't even going to work. And the last thing is risk of serious injury. Now, dealing with like the weed eater, if you get into a pile of rocks and you sling the rocks around, if you're not wearing the right eye equipment, you can hit yourself in the eye. But we don't want that, so always make sure you're wearing the proper eye equipment. And also when you're dealing with a lawnmower and with the blades, always make sure that the blades are off. That way you're not sticking your fingers and hands in any places that they don't belong. Now to just kind of recap what I talked about, I kind of talked about my perspective on lawn care life, the good things about doing lawn care, flexible hours, learning life lessons and skills, and the pay. And then the 4 bad things: weather conditions, the client, equipment maintenance, and risk of injury. Now, I'm gonna leave y'all with a quote. There's a thing I've learned in my life, and it's to not be afraid of the responsibility that comes with caring for other people. Thank you.